Welcome to Site Supervisor Training for the Principal Preparation Program at the University of Texas at Arlington. Thank you for agreeing to be a Site Supervisor, Cooperating Administrator in our Principal Preparation Program. This PowerPoint training presentation is designed to give you some insight into our expectations for our candidates during their practicum and to explain your responsibilities. We value your time and want your experience as a site supervisor to be a benefit to you and the school district in which the candidate is employed. While there are specific obligations and documents that must be submitted, we hope your interaction with the candidate and his or her field supervisor is a quality educational experience for everyone involved. First, let's look at some definitions. The definition of a site supervisor is an educator who has at least 3 years' experience in the aspects of the certification class being pursued by the candidate. Please hit pause on this recording so that you can review the following bullets. Next, the practicum is in which a candidate will complete the courses outlined in the program, plus 500 or more hours in supervised administrative activities. The hours will be supervised by you, the site supervisor. The field supervisor has the following credentials. Please hit pause to review these. The practicum includes several courses such as the administrative practicum and the capstone practicum. The administrative practicum is at the beginning of the program and the capstone is at the end. In addition to these two practicums in which observations take place, there is a third observation required in the middle of the program. It's not linked to a specific course. The 500-hour practicum continues through the program for an average of about 8 hours a week. In the practicum, candidates are to gain as many experiences as possible while transitioning to a building-level instructional leader. Experiences include observations, participation, and being assigned specific responsibilities in all competency areas. Candidates' practicum experiences will vary based on their individual unique circumstances. Let's look at the requirements and responsibilities for each person involved in this process. First, the candidate. The candidate has the following requirements, such as working underneath the site supervisor and cooperating administrator, filling out practicum reports, performing the variety of projects as assigned by professors, keeping up to date with their coursework, applying content from their courses into their practicum experiences, and keeping you, the site supervisor, informed of coursework requirements and practicum experiences. The learning expectations of the practicum show that the candidates should seek to learn the following elements of administration: the cyclical events, constant events, special planned events, and the unplanned events. Candidates should gain experiences in all of the domain and competency areas of the principal standards for both the state of Texas and the national standards. Please hit pause to review the following Texas principal standards. Now, responsibilities for the site supervisor. First of all, you will acknowledge your agreement to perform their responsibilities as presented. You will guide, assist, and support the candidate during the practicum. You will report concerns about the candidate's progress to the field supervisor. Remember, you and the field supervisor provide a gate to whether or not your candidate becomes an administrator. It's important to report concerns. Complete and submit 3 practicum observation reports, and forward a copy of the completed practicum observation report to the candidate. Specific observation requirements for the field supervisors, so this is the person that you work with in the supervision experience, will be that the supervisor conducts 3 observations, 45 minutes in length for each one. They provide written feedback to the candidate and to you, and they're also responsible for submitting their feedback. Before we leave the training, let's look at the coaching relationship as presented to us by TEA and as part of the T-TEST coaching principles. An effective coach creates trust, listens fully, celebrates both successes and failures, challenges the candidates, asks powerful questions, establishes a vision, and establishes direction and monitors progress. These coaching competencies are adapted from the International Coach Federation core competencies. The website is provided below for you to access and to consider more about the coaching relationship. The coaching competencies can be viewed as a continuing cycle in which trust, respect, rapport relationships factor into active listening, paraphrasing and summarizing, asking those powerful questions, reframing and shifting the comments from your candidate, and then looking at actions and outcomes. The following tips can help you assist your candidate in successfully completing the steps in their practicum. Remember, coaching is a process, a set of strategies, and a way of thinking that supports the ongoing development of individuals and organizations as they become increasingly self-directed and reflective. It is a composite of skills and strategies, maps and tools, and mental models and beliefs. As Dr. Jim Knight says, effective coaches usually are good listeners, ask good questions, build emotional connections, find common ground, build trust, and redirect destructive interactions. Note that elements of powerful questions include the fact that questions are open-ended, non-judgmental, they elicit ideas and foster self-directed learning. You can hit pause in this recording to further study these tips. Provided are sample questions for each type of activity you're discussing. For example, if you want your candidate to analyze a situation, you would ask them, how would you break this apart? What do you see here? Again, hit pause to review these questions. Occasionally, your candidate will give you answers that you feel may need reframing and shifting. And what you'll hear is perhaps their perspective as a teacher, and you are seeking to reframe their focus to one of an administrator. It's an essential part of the supervisory coaching process, and it helps them to see things differently. The supervisor's ability to reframe a situation for the candidate can provide a new perspective, and with it, new possibilities. It offers and invites more and varied ways for candidates to consider the successes and/or problems they are facing, and to find new ways to extend learning and meet the challenges. By reframing it, you can shift their vision from passive to active, that you can help turn negative to positive feelings. You can help your candidate from looking at the past and looking towards the future instead. Again, hit pause to review these other valuable tips for reframing and shifting. When you take them from the current state to the desired state, this can have a powerful influence. For example, again, with this situation of negative thinking, and you're hoping to shift them to more positive thinking. Provided here on the right side are questions to help do so. For example, with negative thinking, if you set your current feelings aside, what are the positives with this situation? These types of questions help you move to a coaching relationship and help you ask questions for reflective practice rather than simply telling the candidate what they need to know. In this way, your relationship with the candidate will be deeper and they will feel more growth as they personally reflect rather than just getting statements from you. We'd also like to make you aware of the field supervisor observation protocol. This is so that you can see what field supervisors are being asked to do. We would suggest a similar practice for you as well. In the pre-conference, you discuss what you're going to observe with the candidate, you observe, and then post-conference, you discuss the experience. You may note this is similar to the T-test experience when you observe teachers. In all situations, the conversation should be standards-based, evidence-based, and inquiry-based. And now for some final details. In all situations, please remember to follow the Code of Ethics, the Educator's Code of Ethics, as listed by the state of Texas. Please hit pause at this time and review the most current version of the Educator's Code of Ethics. As of 2018, standards had been updated, so if you are looking at an old copy, please be sure you're looking at the most current version. These next two slides reflect the statements located in the Site Supervisor Agreement form that you and your candidate will sign. Please hit pause to review. Finally, you will also be asked to provide either a service record or a verification form signed by a district official that verifies your qualifying credentials for our records. Contacts, if you have any questions or need anything, are listed below. Thank you for your willingness to serve as a site supervisor for the University of Texas at Arlington Educational Leadership and Policy Studies Educator Preparation Program. Please complete the Site Supervisor Agreement form and give to your candidate. Your time and input is valuable in the development of our future building level instructional leaders. Thank you.